So congratulations. You are very important to the WEDC and to Wayne County. You are our future workforce pipeline. We have lots of high-quality jobs for you, and we want to make sure that you stay in Wayne County and help us continue to thrive and grow and prosper. Very important to us. The WEDC is really focused on economic development in Wayne County. We're focused on attracting new business to the county and helping those businesses that are already here grow and maintain their success. We also are focused on issues that impact our county's competitiveness, and one of the most important issues is workforce. Every day we go and meet with businesses throughout the community, and every day they tell us we have too many job openings and not enough talented people to fill those. And we are very appreciative of all that the Career Center does to train and grow that talent pipeline. We also thank the businesses who are here today who have provided educational experiences for our students and helping them to grow and be trained for their future careers as well. We are so excited by the Career Center's receipt of that recent grant from the state of Ohio and Governor DeWine's commitment to tech preparation and career building. That expansion project is so valuable to our community and our county, and we're excited for that. But I know I can go on forever and talk about Wayne County, but really you're here today to hear from our keynote speaker, and it's my pleasure to introduce Matt Martin. Matt is a graduate of Northwestern High School and the Wayne County Schools Career Center. After graduation, he elected to serve in the United States Marine Corps, and thank you very much for your service. He is a graduate of the University of Akron and continues his education at Liberty University. Matt serves as the Wayne County Fair Secretary, Treasurer, and Manager. That's a lot for a business card. That's good. He recently won the nomination for the position of Wayne County Commissioner in the primary election and will be on the ballot in November. And if elected, he will be my new boss. So Matt is committed to serving in the community. He's a trustee for the Main Street Worcester organization, a deacon in his church, and is an active member of the Worcester Rotary Club, and recently completed a 7-year term as a board member and treasurer of the Wayne County Convention and Visitors Bureau. He attended the Worcester Area Chamber of Commerce Leadership Worcester program in 2021 and received their Distinguished Alumni Award in 2022. He's been married to his wife Amy for 20 years, and they have 2 children who attend Norwayne local schools. Please join me this morning in welcoming Matt.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What an honor it is to be here standing before you this morning. It was 27 years ago since I graduated from the Career Center, and it doesn't seem like that long ago, to somebody standing here in front of you today. So I just encourage you to embrace what you have here this morning. I didn't recall it until just this morning, but I remember sitting in the same scenario here in 1992 with my class. It was held out east of Worcester at a different restaurant. It was in the evening, but I just it just kind of came back to me this morning that I recalled that. So it's kind of a special thing here to come back and full circle a little bit. So I'd just like to share about a couple things that have really helped me throughout my life and continue to help me and guide me. As I said, I graduated from Northwestern and the Career Center in 1992. I remember my sophomore year visiting the Career Center, going to different trades, various trades, and the one that really piqued my interest was the welding class. I'd never welded before that, but they took 2 pieces of metal, and they took a welding rod, and they put them through intense heat and pressure, right? They joined these things together, and I learned afterwards that weld is actually stronger than either piece of metal is together. So there's a metaphor there. And I hope that you hear that together we're much stronger than we are individually, even as strong as we are. But when we put things together through adversity, through the heat, through the tempers, just we're so much stronger together. So each one of you will go through adversity. There's no doubt about that. But it's not about, I call this the 1090 rule. It's 10% is the problem, it's 90% how you address the problem, how you handle the problem. As I said, we're all going to go through adversity. It's the mindset that we have as we go through that process. During my 2 years, a lot of transformation at the Career Center. I matured a lot between my junior and senior year. Just a lot of transformation happened within those times, personally as well as within the school. As I said, just a lot of maturity in myself personally. But I remember between the junior and senior years, the administration went through a rule change. They instituted a dress code policy. And prior to that, we could wear jeans, we could wear T-shirts, and just many high schools allow that today. Then they required us to wear like a polo shirt. You couldn't have print on it. And I remember we were thinking, why are they doing this? This is the dumbest rule, right? It just didn't make no sense to us. And the teachers for the first several weeks would take the first 2-3 minutes out of class, every single class, and just say, this is why we're trying to do it. And it still didn't make sense. But after a while, it began to sink in, and I started to understand what they were trying to do. And the goal was they were trying to transform us into a more professional appearance. We're getting ready to go into the workforce, to join the military, further our education. They were preparing us for that. They were preparing us for the experiences necessary for a lifetime of personal and professional growth. And that's not my tagline there. That's the Wayne County Schools Career Center. The other day I was just on the website looking at it, I thought, wow, that's exactly what they were doing. Telling us, don't wear a T-shirt to school, make your appearance look well. So that was just something that really stuck out in my mind. When you get past the initial, why do we have to do this? Why are we doing this? So, and that's the maturity part that comes through that. You've learned a lot over the 12 years of your education, life lessons, the 2 years, at the Career Center, your technical training, and now it's time for you to combine all those things. Your 12 years of life experiences, the 2 years of technical training as you embark on your next journey, your next step. And I just encourage you to be confident in what you've learned, and be ready to continue learning. Look for those opportunities to gain experience from those around you, but also looking for areas to contribute. I remember my welding teacher, Mr. Markley, was the welding teacher, and he taught us the skills of welding. That's what he was there for. But beyond that, he taught us some life lessons that I still carry with me to this day. He taught us things like respect and manners. We went through a tie-tying class. We went through formal dinners. He taught us how to eat, at a formal dinner, and which silverware to use first and where do you start. He taught us things like stand tall, look somebody in the eye when you talk to them. How to offer a firm handshake. He was intentionally teaching us those things for a purpose. He was investing in us because he knew that we were going to be the leaders of tomorrow. And I speak to you today with that same purpose. You are the leaders of tomorrow. And your tomorrow is coming much quicker than what you may realize. So stand tall. Look people in the eye when you talk to them. Offer them a firm handshake. The administration that make those dress codes were not just out to make new rules for us. They were preparing us for those next steps in life. Mr. Markley just didn't teach us how to weld. He taught us those character traits. Many of your parents and teachers and employers are doing the same things for you today. Take notice of that. They're investing in you. They're teaching you some of your life lessons that you will carry for the rest of your life. You may not grasp those yet, you might not realize those yet, but you will, and you'll carry those with you for the rest of your life. I encourage you to continue building your network around you, people that will encourage you and help you succeed in life, but also look for those that you can help succeed in life too. that you can stand up beside and encourage them to succeed. I'm going to finish with this story. This is a personal story of mine that just happened just a few short months ago. I was at a local drugstore. I was there to pick up a prescription for one of my kids, and the prescription was supposed to be ready 3 hours before I got there. But I went 3 hours late, intentionally, right? So I didn't have to wait there. And as I walked up to the counter, they said, "Oh, it'll be at least 30, 45 minutes." And I was frustrated. It was 7 o'clock at night on a Saturday, and I thought, I said, okay, and I realized that she's just a messenger. I'm not going to take my anger out on her. And there was a couple chairs off to the side, and I walked over and I sat down, and just sitting there and looking around. There was a magazine there, and I can't imagine what the look on my face, because a man walked by, and this man, it's very descriptive in my mind what he was. He walked in. He had a very extremely dirty winter coat on that was ripped up and tattered. He had a filthy t-shirt on, a pair of shorts. Now, mind you, this was just a couple months ago, right? Extremely disheveled looking. His hair, he hasn't shaven in months. He had scratches all over his legs. He had tennis shoes that were worn out, and they didn't even have shoelaces in them. And he walked in carrying a cup of really hot coffee from the gas station right across the road. And he walked up to the counter, and he was standing there, and they ignored him. Not a single person behind the counter. They were working. They weren't just, sitting there socializing, but they ignored him. And he stood there for a couple minutes, and I thought, how can I interject here? How can I recognize that he's standing there hoping that they're going to come over and help him? They never did. So he turned, he grabbed his coffee, and he walked away. And as he walked by me, he goes, "Well, you're not happy, are you?" It's like, "No, I'm happy. I'm fine." I knew what he saw. He hit the nail on the head right there. I knew my appearance was not a happy person. I was inconvenienced. I had to wait another 30 minutes on this prescription. And he recognized that. This man who looks like this recognized that of me. And it humbled me right then, because he was right. He's absolutely right. So as he sat down, he was sipping his hot coffee, and they still were not paying attention. I thought, how can I engage this guy just to say, "Oh, how are you today?" or anything like that. And I finally said, it was a warm day. And I said, "Oh, that weather's out there. Oh, it's warm, isn't it?" He goes, "Yeah, the past 20 years, and he went into a sense of global warming, how the weather patterns have changed over the last 20 years, and how the insects and the diseases that we have now in our fruit trees weren't here 20 years ago. And he talked about, things like that. That's education there. This guy's just not off the street just making this stuff up. There was something there. And I quickly recognized that, and I thought, wow, this guy, there's more than I'm seeing here. And I was starting to really enjoy this conversation with this guy. The conversation moved into, I asked him where he was from, and he said he's from Kentucky, and he grew up on a Christmas tree farm, a family farm, and he went through the whole process of how every year, they would sell the trees, and then after Christmas, they would dig up the roots by hand, and they would, put some fertilizer in there and some compost in there and prepare that for the seedling that's going to come in the spring. And then they would, cultivate those trees again. This was 5 years of planning that they were doing right there. So it wasn't just, I'm going to put a tree in a hole in the ground. I want to be surviving in my business 5 years down the road by planting that tree today. That's what this guy was talking about. Very educated in what he was saying, how he talked about the different types of trees that they would sell and which was the best sellers and things like that. And again, I'm just sitting there in amazement as this guy is sharing with me, these technical things. I've grown up out in the country my whole life. I have, a lot of pine trees. I didn't know any of this stuff this guy was talking about, and I was sitting there intrigued, and I found myself wanting them not to call my name. I was like, man, I hope this goes on for another half hour. I hope they're a half hour later. I'm really enjoying this conversation with this guy. And unfortunately, they called my name, and I walked up to get my prescription, and I paid for it, and I start to leave, and I stop, and I look over, and I walk over, and I come back, and I walk over to him, and I said, hey, I never caught your name. And he told me his name, and I still remember it to this day. And I stuck my hand out, and I shook his hand. I looked him in the eyes, and I said, it was really nice talking to you today. And I wonder, was that guy, was I the first person that's given him 2 minutes to talk to and converse with? Maybe. Maybe he's exactly what I needed right there at that moment to teach me a lesson. You know, what we look like when we sit there and our appearance that we're giving off. That says a lot. So I just encourage you to be mindful of that. Who's this person that shouldn't have got a second look, or maybe sometimes we avoid those types of people. You know, I wouldn't encourage my wife to go up and engage in a conversation like that, but she does with people like that every day, and it's amazing. It's amazing the conversations that you can have with these people, how they stick out. So now I find myself, every time I'm in that part of town, I look around, I'm like, oh, I hope he's in there today, right? Because we're going to continue that conversation. You know, I've never seen him since. I don't know where he is, but he's around. People like him are around every day. What do we do with those opportunities? So I just encourage you that it doesn't matter what your title is, you know, on a business card. It doesn't matter what my name is. People are important. Everybody's important. Not just the high business, you know, leaders of today, or the politicians, or the whoever. Everybody's important. As you walk through and you walk down the street, you know, be smart about it, but just look people in the eyes. You know, offer them a firm handshake. You know, be proud, you know, in what you do. So I'm going to leave you today with a few questions just to think about, to start putting in the back of your mind. What will you do when adversity comes? It will come. Maybe you've already faced it. More will come every day. You're going to face new adversities and new challenges. What life lessons have you learned, and how will you start applying those today? Today's the day it starts for you guys. And then finally, what types of people are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people that will encourage you, that you can encourage, that will drive you to be better than what you already are, that you can drive to help succeed and be better than what they are? So I look forward to the difference that each one of you will make in life. I hope that you heard beyond my words today and this morning about the values and the importance of the roles that people play in your lives. And if we allow them in, the opportunities that we have to make in other people's lives, the impacts. So I just want to say congratulations. You guys have done an amazing job. I've seen many of you out and about in different areas. People notice. They notice when the young generation, when you guys are making a difference already. So we notice that, and we're proud of that. So congratulations, seniors.
Thanks, Matt. That was awesome. I like hearing stories like that as well about your interaction that you had. It's pretty important. It's good to be reminded of things like that as well. Good morning. I am so excited that you are all here this morning, so thank you for taking time on this dreary morning to be here. We're really excited to celebrate you seniors. What you've done this year, the last 2 years, is really impressive. Juggling school and work and family and extracurriculars, all of it is really hard, and you all are really good at it, and that's why you're here. So we're really excited to actually get to the good stuff and represent why you're here, talk about why you're here, and your employers. So it's a privilege, especially for Ms. Mara and I, that we get the privilege of working with you so much, and we're really proud of you, and we're excited to acknowledge and applaud your successes. So, Principal Brown, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you don't mind joining me, along with Board of Education members, President Noble, and past President Mr. Stewart. If you could please join me as we prepare to recognize our students. All right, Dylan, we've gone over this, so you know what to do, because you're the first one. It's always intimidating. Ag Mechanics, Power Technologies, this is Dylan Alexander with Wenger Excavating.
There we go.
Thank you very much. Awesome. Yeah, please, thank you.
Today where are you guys at? Okay. Today with me, I brought Paul Payne, my superintendent of maintenance at Wenger Excavating, and my trade instructor, Mr. Schwab.
Awesome. You guys can head over and get your picture taken. Thank you, Dylan. Agribusiness and Livestock Production, Ella Vossen, Champion Hill Performance Horses.
Today with me, I brought my supervisor, Jamie Vinegar, and my trade instructor, Alex DeWitt.
Sorry, Animal Science, Faith Walter, Pet Supplies Plus.
Today with me I have my boss, Aaron Prowlis, and my aide, Miss Yoder.
Automotive Technologies, Gavin Webb, CW Automotive Repair.
Today I brought with me my employer, Mr. Chris Webb, and my trade instructor, Mr. David Leatherman.
Nice job. Cameron is unable to be here today, but we still want to recognize Cameron. He's with our Buildings and Grounds trade, and he is currently at the Apostolic Christian Home. So a round of applause for Cameron. Business, Emma McClintock with Rayco.
Good morning. Today I have with me Miss Keener, my trade teacher, and Jim Pindell is my boss, but he is not able to make it today.
Construction Technologies, Colt Zollinger with Zollinger Construction.
Today I brought my instructor Rod Martell and my boss Mark Zollinger.
Jasmine Lehman, Shear Professionals.
Today I brought with me my instructor Angela Ramsey and my supervisor Sandra Carr.
Criminal Justice, Letha Perman with Meyer.
Good morning. Today I have with me Mr. Warren Katsky, my trade instructor, and then my boss, Brandon Hicks.
Culinary Arts, Lorraine Nussbaum, Rittman Orchards.
Today I brought one of my culinary instructors, Mrs. Michaela Hawkins, but unfortunately my boss, Chris Frajaska, could not make it today. So.
Thank you. Dental Assisting, Alyssa Brothers with Dr. Matthew Lemke.
Today, unfortunately, my trade instructor, Krista Garber, couldn't make it, but I have brought with me my office manager, Allison Faribaugh.
Diesel Technologies, Colston Beery, Smetzer's Tire Center.
Today I've brought with me Mr. Ben McConaughey, my trade instructor, and my boss, Chad Kiefer.
Early Childhood Education and Care, Lauren Fall, Bright Horizons, the Smucker Child Development Center.
Today I brought with me my instructor, Mrs. McDonald, and then my director at Bright Horizons, Ms. Dina Cutroni.
Thank you. Engineering Technologies, Joshua Rhodes, with Scheffler.
Today I brought with me my trade instructor, Bill Peters, and my manager at Scheffler, Everton Zamboni.
Exercise Science and Sports Medicine. Drew is not able to be here with us this morning, but Drew Wamsley, and he works at the Worcester YMCA, so a round of applause for Drew. Graphic Design and Photography, Peyton West with the Buckeye Book Fair.
Today I brought with me my trade instructor, Bradley Nyholm, and my supervisor from the Buckeye Book Fair, Ms. Kimberly Jarvis.
Hospitality, Jacob Yoder, and he works at our Wayne County Schools cafeteria.
Today I brought with me my trade instructor, Ms. Hannah, and my supervisor, Pam.
Industrial Electronics, Connor Metzel with ARE.
Today with me, I have my boss, Derek Linhart, and my instructor, Tim Irving.
Interactive Media, Matthew Anderson, Orville Area Chamber of Commerce.
With me today, I brought Mrs. Rue, my trade instructor, and Dan Franks, my boss.
Machining Technologies, Gavin Maybaugh, Premium Building Products.
Today I brought with me my trade instructor, Bruce Steiner, and my manager, Danny Scheiplein.
Medical Assisting, Clarita Robinson with Ultra Care of Wadsworth. She's unable to be here today, but still another round of applause for Claire. Patient Care Technologies, Journey Khalil, Danbury Senior Living.
Today with me I brought my instructor, Joanne Tabellin, and my assistant director of nursing, Ruth Segarra.
Powerline Technologies, Tyler Martin with Maybaugh Tree Service.
Morning, everybody. I brought with me my trade instructor, Rick Grimes, and my employer, Matt Maybaugh.
Practical Nursing, Brissa Marino, Apostolic Christian Village.
Today I brought with me my Director of Nursing, Becky Aller, and my trade instructor, Mrs. Tresh. And I would also like to thank you, our HR Manager, Sharon Oliver, for being here.
Oh, thank you. Ramtech, Robotics and Automation, Kirsten Skelly, Scheffler.
Good morning. Today I brought with me my supervisor, Katrina Goham, and my robotics instructor, Mr. Drew Fuller.
And last but not least, Welding Technologies, Jacob McMillan with Ebner.
Thank you. Thank you. Today I brought with me my trade instructor, Mr. Mailing, and my shop manager at Ebner, Shane Biskowski.
Congratulations, seniors. We're super proud of you. And that's not an easy task to get up here in front of people and speak like that. And you all did a really good job. And we changed the plans on you multiple times and you still rolled with it. So great job. Thank you. This kind of wraps up our formal presentation. Feel free to enjoy conversation and another cup of coffee. Students, you will have to go back to school. You don't have the entire day off, unfortunately. I know, right?
And staff.
Oh, and staff. Mr. Brown, you wanted me to say staff. Sorry. Be very clear on that.
That's right.
But students, before you leave, Mrs. Lessiter wants to get a group photo of you. So if students, you could head to the front entrance so you can get a group photo, and then you can go back to school. But again, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate it. Thank you.